All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the in-season tournament, or as it's known now, the Emirates NBA Cup. We're going to go over the groups, some of the schedule, and who I think is going to win the group. I still don't know how the how the hell the seeding works. I know there's a wild card one in here as well, a wild card team. I don't know how that works, so I'm just gonna go by who's gonna win the group and who I think is the best from that group, um, or the best teams. I should give a top two probably, um, and maybe I'll tell you who is gonna win the NBA Cup. Last year's champs, the Lakers. We'll get to them in a little bit. First group is East A. That includes the Knicks, the Magic, the Sixers, the Nets, and the Hornets. Um, they're all going to play each other. If you're unfamiliar with the NBA Cup, with the Emirates NBA Cup, they're all going to play each other at least once, um, throughout November and some of December. Looking at Group A, East A, I should say. Um, Magic, Paulo's going to be out for an extended period of time. Joel, Paul George, we don't know when they're going to play. The Hornets, I don't feel too comfortable on the Hornets at the moment. Um, but for right now, I'm going. My top two teams out of this group is the Nets and the Knicks. I think they both have potential um to to win this thing, because you look at the Knicks. They have to play the Sixers, then they have to play the Nets, the Hornets, and the Magic. That latter part of the games. If they can take down Philly, and they can take down the the Nets, I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good win for them. That's an easy couple wins for them. The Nets have to play in this order: the Knicks, the Hornets, the Sixers, and the Magic. The Nets play the Magic before the Knicks on November 29th, and the Knicks play the Magic on the 3rd of December. Um, I'm not saying the Magic can't survive without Paulo, but I'm not sure if they want to go for the cup if Paulo's not there. You know, um, I think they might. If they do, they just be focusing on winning games and not necessarily the cup itself. Not to say the Knicks or the Nets might. The Nets might do it just to say, hey, we're still here. We're a relevant franchise still. Um, Hornets, they could be a surprise. Sixers, I have unless if Paul George and Joel are healthy by, let's say, November 16th when they play the Magic, or 15th, pardon me, when they play the Magic, they might be able to do something, but I don't know. I don't think the Sixers care. I don't think Joel cares about the plan, so he might not even play till December. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, I'm taking Knicks or Nets to win the East A group. Uh, East B includes the Bucks, the Pacers, the Heat, the Raptors, and the Pistons. This is a real interesting group. Um, I'm gonna say I have to look at the standings here just to see how everybody's playing. Um, the Pistons are still bad. Yeesh. Um, I'm gonna. This is a tough group because all these guys are just middle of the pack to bad teams right now in this current moment at the beginning of November, and that's all we really have to go off right now. So I'm gonna. I like the Pacers. The Pacers really played well against Boston. They don't have to see them at all in this group, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to go. I I think the Raptors or the Bucks are gonna take it. They play each other on the 12th of November, and whoever wins that game, I think could go for it. The Pacers could surprise me, but they have to play the Heat, the Bucks. They might be able to sneak in like they did last year, but I'm gonna go Pacer. I'm gonna go Bucks or Raptors. The Heat just they don't move me anymore. They just don't. The Pistons are bad. Um, could they string together four important wins against the Heat in this order? Heat, Raptors, Pacers, Bucks. You like to play the Bucks once, and that's right at the end. Um, possibly, but I like the matchup that the Raptors have against these teams, except the Bucks. So I'm gonna go those two. I'll go those two for East B. Um, the last group in the East C includes the Celtics, the Cavs, the Bulls, the Hawks, and the Wizards. We're not even going to talk about the Wizards. They're just non-existent right now. Even though they sit at 2-2 on the season, I just have no interest in talking about them. Sorry, Wizards fans. Um, you could say, oh, let's go the reigning champs and the Celtics. I probably have to pick them just because of that. They might not care about winning the play-in or the NBA Cup, but they might just want the wins, and they'll just come while they have to play in the NBA Cup. You know what I mean? Um, the Cavs are undefeated on the season though, um, and the Hawks are just middle of the pack, sitting at 9 in the conference, behind the Hornets. Surprisingly, um, I just think the obvious answer is Cavs Celtics as the two best teams in this group play section, and they play each other on November 19th on TNT. It's a primetime game for them. Um, could the Bulls sneak in there? Perhaps. They do play the Celtics at the end of this. They play the Cavs at the beginning of the play-in of this group play, and they play the Celtics at the end. So they have the Hawks and the Wizards, and it's the reverse for the Hawks. They have to play the Celtics, and they have to play the Cavs at the beginning and the end of group play. Um, low key, I think the Cavs have the edge here just because of their schedule. Their schedule is Bulls, Celtics, Hawks, and Wizards. I think that's a pretty decent schedule. But I picked those two to come out for one of them to come out of East C. Um, moving on to West Group A. It includes the Wolves, the Clippers, Sacramento, the Rockets, and the Trailblazers. This is another interesting one. The top of this is pretty interesting, and the Rockets are interesting too. But um, I think I'm gonna let's see. What are the Kings doing this season? The Kings aren't great. They're 2-2. They're even on the season, 500 on the season. The Wolves aren't much better. The Rockets are actually surprisingly good at 3-2 on the season, and the Blazers are just right behind the Kings. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna take the Wolves, and I'm gonna take the Rockets. I think the Rockets are young enough, and they want wins regardless of how they come, whether that's in the NBA Cup group play or just in general. I think they have a lot of energy. They have a bit of a rougher schedule playing the Clippers, the Blazers, um, the Wolves, and Sacramento. But if you can get a win off of the Clippers or the Timberwolves and confidently beat the Kings and the Blazers, I think that'd be good. I think you could do it. Um, as for the Timberwolves, I just think they match up well. I think they have to play the Blazers, the Kings, and the Rockets, and the Clippers right at the end. But I'm not the biggest Rudy Gobert fan, but Rudy Gobert matches up well against guys like Shangun and guys like Domantas Sabonis and guys like DeAndre Ayton and Zoo. I think that he is he's the deciding factor. If Rudy Gobert is going to play in these games, he's going to play well in these games. I think the Timberwolves also have a good chance to win West Group A. Um, yeah. So let's move on to the second to last group, West Group B. That includes this is a oh, wow this is a stacked group right here. OKC, Suns, Lakers, reigning NBA Cup champs, Jazz, and Spurs. Um, let's see. Thunder and and Suns are at the top of the conference right now. Lakers are somewhere 3-2 on the season. Jazz are bad. They're 0-5 on the season. They haven't even got a win yet. I don't expect them to take off on November 12th against the Suns. um, and the Spurs are just Spurs are okay. For this, I'm gonna. This is such a tough thing. I don't think the Spurs have enough juice. They have to play the Lakers and OKC on the 15th of November and the 18th of November, respectively. I don't. We saw Chet handle Wemby. I don't like that matchup for Wemby anymore. He had a great game last night, though, 5 by 5, or the other night, I should say, 5 by 5, 5 steals, 5 blocks, against some team. And they have to play the Lakers, and AD is just gonna bully Wemby unless Wemby comes out and does something special. Um, I'm gonna. I hate to do it to Katie and the Suns, but I'm gonna go OKC and the Lakers. I think they're pretty. They can lock it in because the Lakers have to play the Spurs, the Jazz, the Suns, and OKC. If they can rattle off those two wins against the Spurs and the Jazz, I think if they can just steal one off the the Suns or OKC, that's a dub. Um, OKC has a little more difficult of a time playing the Suns, the Spurs, the Lakers, and the Jazz. They have the Jazz right at the end. So maybe if they drop one of those games, they can get a win against the Jazz, obviously. But I don't know. I really I didn't think I'd like the Lakers to repeat this year, but they might be able to do it. They might be able to do it. Um, and the last group, West Group C, includes the Nuggets, the Mavs, Pelicans, the Warriors, and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies and Nugs are sitting comfortably at the bottom of the playoffs, like the 1 to 10 seed. They're somewhere in there at the 9 and 8. Uh, the Warriors are keeping their head above water. I assume Steph will be back by then. Their first game is on November 12th. I assume he'll be back. Um, it is Clay's first game back in the Bay, right? Yeah, at the Bay. Yeah. Um, so that would be an interesting wrinkle for the first game of the play-in in this group. Um, and you have the Pelicans who are okay. I'm gonna take the this is kind of an easy one. Unless one of these teams flips the switch and we just got the notification that Herb Jones is gonna be out for the Pelicans, so they're down another body. Um after coming off demoralizing losses to the Warriors. The Warriors have their number this year, so and they're gonna have to see him again on November 22nd. I'm gonna go Mavs and Warriors, and I think the Mavs have the edge, but we'll see what the Warriors can do up leading up to the play-in, and then what they are gonna do in the, at the play in the NBA Cup. Um, so yeah, going back through, I picked the Knicks. These are the top two teams in each uh, group play section. Knicks and Nets East A. Bucks and Raptors Group East B. Group East C. The top two Celtics and Cavs. Group West A. Rockets and Timberwolves. West Group B. OKC and the Lakers. And West Group C. Mavs and Warriors. Um, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't tell you how the seeding is going to turn out or if there's going to be a wild card in here. But just off who I think is the best in each group, who do I think would win it? You got a lot of good teams here. I mean, a lot of these teams just have championship experience or have championship aspirations. I mean, the Nets really don't. The Raptors really don't. The Rockets really don't. But these are teams that like match up well in their group, and they have a lot of young talent. And sometimes you're gonna catch one of these older teams on a bad night, and they're just gonna get run out of the gym. Um, how about instead of giving you a winner, I'll give you a game. How about that? And we'll see if it pans out that way. I doubt it will, but if it does, I'm gonna look like a genius, big brain genius. Um, oh man. So it would. I'm looking at the bracket from last year to try to figure out. It's still East versus West, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about somebody like sneaking into a different thing. Hmm. I'm gonna go. Ooh. Oh man. I, I'm 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 gonna go Cavs coming out of the East. I think they can do it. I think they're on enough of a roll at the moment, and I think they can continue that. That might be a really obvious take. I might have just done all that breakdown just to say the Cavs, but I think they match up well against the teams I think are the best in each group. And Donovan Mitchell is one of those gamers, man. He's one of those guys. And in the West, I'm stuck between. Oh man, I'm stuck between the Mavs and the Lakers. Do the Lakers go back to back under new coach JJ Redick in the NBA Emirates Cup? I'm gonna go Mavs. I'm gonna go Mavs. I'm gonna go Mavs. I think the Mavs have enough heat. They got enough. They got enough experience, and they got enough. They got enough. Luka's a gamer. He wants to win every game he possibly can. Kyrie's really good. Obviously, Clay's there. They got a bunch of bodies now. Bunch of proven guys. Not to say the Lakers don't, but I feel like if the Lakers go on a skid at the end, they might not even make it to the uh to the second round of this thing. So yeah, Cavs and Mavs. That's what I would go. I'm not gonna dive any deeper than that because it might not even happen. But I'll go Cavs and Mavs for the final of the NBA Emirates Cup. Um, I think that's a deducible um or reasonable way to look at it. So yeah, bonus extra video for you guys on the weekend. Um, consider liking, consider subscribing if you want more of these evergreen breakdown episodes of things. I when I watch YouTube, I like watching breakdowns of things to come or things in the past that have happened. And if you guys want to see more of that, I'll happily do it. And I think this is a great idea by the NBA. I think last year was really fun, not just because the Lakers won; it's a big market, but I think there were some good games and teams started to care a little bit more. And I think that will happen as the years go on. And once one of these young teams wins it, you know, I think it will mean even more because you'll have guys who are a little bit farther away from winning something, NBA finals, to give them something during the season. Be like, hey, this is your hard work in a trophy. So yeah, um, I will catch y'all with a probably a game breakdown of whatever games are the big time hitters. All right, see y'all next time. Cheers.